Anson Garcia here with Verizon, and today we're going to be going over Verizon UCaaS with CUCI Lync. All right, now I always get this question every few months, and I scramble to get the lab up and going and everything working because I kind of neglect it, and I give a pretty crappy demo. In fact, this last time I had a customer just a month ago wanting a demo. They wanted to see CUCI Lync. They wanted to learn about it, know about it, and they wanted. Actually, we configured in UCaaS a few clients for them because they're testing it out right now. So this is my attempt to kind of give you a whole comprehensive look from for what is CUCI Lync, everything, and specifically workflows. That's what I'm trying to convey. Workflows. How does it flow in the unified communication and collaboration user experience? Is it disrupting? I got Skype for Business. You're trying to sell me UCaaS. As part of UCaaS, then you're trying to shoehorn in Webex meetings. But gosh, you got three things now. Is that going to disrupt my workflow? For my attempt is to show you the workflows, let you decide on yourself, which I think you'll decide on in that this is a pretty smooth workflow. But I'll let you decide that. I'm just going to show you everything, and I'm going to give you a comprehensive view of everything about CUCI Lync. So this is going to be your authority. This video right here, I'm going to try to cover everything. Yes, it'll be a mile wide and only an inch, maybe an inch and a half deep, but you'll get the whole enchilada. You'll get everything. So let's get started. Okay, what's the purpose? The purpose is to give a complete overview, the whole enchilada, UCaaS, Skype for Business, Webex, productivity tools, all these things working together, and then specifically to give you the workflow, how this is all going to work. The what? The what is, hey, the customer has Skype for Business Exchange either on-prem or online. You as a communication consultant or a SA or VPG guy or whatever you want to call yourself, architect, you're going to go in and you need to speak with competence how this stuff works. You want to convey this stuff. You want to be the technical advisor and say, look, these are A, B, and C. This is how stuff is going to work. This is how it's going to work on the desktop. This is how your user workflows are going to be like. This is how efficient it's going to be. This is what your IT folks need to be looking for to deploy these applications. This is how you're going to manipulate the MSI. Here are your different deployment options. Here are your options for adoption. All these things need to be packaged up, and you're going to be able to speak to them with this video. Put this video in your back pocket. Next time this thing comes up with a customer, watch it. The next day or that morning or on the way, you'll be able to speak with authority about what this is all about. The why. The why is the customer needs some type of dependable multiple nines of enterprise voice. Right? We all know Skype for Business isn't there yet. They've never won the gold medal for voice quality, and they're still not there yet. But on-prem stuff or UCaaS and HTF stuff, whether you're talking about Verizon UCaaS or AT&T UC Voice, they're both HTS environments. They have this proven feature-rich dependability, reliability, always on, always up. Don't have to worry about it. That's their meat and taters. That's where Cisco plays in today's world anyway. That's what's centered around UCaaS. That's what's centered around Cisco UC. All right? So the customer is obviously going to have some fears. Skype for Business, UCaaS with this CUCI Lync you're talking about, and then we're going to pepper in Webex. You know, that's going to disrupt workflows, I think, and you're going to be able to speak to them with confidence on how it's not going to, or how you're going to minimize any disruption in workflow. Let's say that for now. And then you're going to be able to speak with confidence to the IT guys on they're going to fear the deployment, what needs to be deployed. Are there MSIs? Are we going to be able to test those MSIs? Are you going to give us those MSIs? How are they going to upgrade those MSIs if there's some vulnerability, you know, and things like that? That's going to come up with them. And then again with the workflows, and then let's go on with the what. So what is CUCI Lync? If you've already know this stuff, by all means, you know, fast forward. But I'm starting from a concept of my viewer here may not know what CUCI Lync is, may not know what productivity tools are and how they all work together. So I'm going to give just a little speech on that, or a slide, one slide for each. So what is CUCI Lync? It's basically a soft phone. That's all it is. It's a soft phone. It looks very much like Jabber. Here it is right there. It's just an MSI you deploy or you install on a PC. It's nothing more, nothing less, right? At its core, it's a soft phone. Now, it has some elements of integration into Skype for Business and Outlook and other Office applications, where I'm going to show you where it increases the workflow. So Cisco was very, very diligent in looking at the workflow. How many clicks? You know, I don't want to get confused. I'm a user. I'm a non-technical user. What I need to do is I need to instant message, and I need to call people, and I need to collaborate with Webex or some collaboration tool. And that needs to be easy. Those things need to flow. I don't need to be going to some portal or bringing up some application or anything like that. They got to flow very well. So hopefully I can give you that and show you how that's all going to work. Okay, quick look. What does it do? It extends phone presence. One of the things it does. So from phone presence in here, it's going to export phone presence. So you pick up the phone, whether it be the soft phone or your desk phone, and your IM people, your Skype for Business people, are going to see. They're going to see visually, hey, Davy Jones is on the phone, or Anson's on the phone. Somebody's on the phone. I can see their bubble. Their bubble turned from green to yellow or red or something like that. So it's going to extend. It's going to bring that phone presence into the Skype for Business IM world. That's item one. You're going to be able to do visual voicemail. Okay, big deal, but it's still there. I can do visual voicemail. I can click on my voicemail thing. I'm going to get all my voicemails here, and I'm going to push play and save, and I can reply to them right from there, whether it be an instant message or a call or even a Webex. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to be able to visually look at my voicemail. I'm going to be able to do desk phone control. I like this personally. That's the way I use this stuff. Whether it be Jabber or CUCI Lync, the desk phone control cannot be discounted. I'm going to be able to, the way we workflow on our cell phones, right, our mobile phones, is we click someone's contact. I don't know their number. I just click their contact, right? Or I look them up and I click go. It's going to extend that call video, that voice video capability into the Skype for Business IM client. So you're going to be able to do that right from the Skype for Business IM client. Okay, so you're not going to lose that and have to go to another application or anything like that. This workflow is going to be easy, right from IM to voice video call to Webex, very smoothly, one click. And then easy escalation to Webex, I just mentioned that, from a voice call or from a Skype for Business IM chat. Investment protection, obviously, if you got a contract with Skype for Business and you can't rip and replace that, and you want to overlay some enterprise grade voice video stuff, you can still do it with UCaaS using CUCI Lync. So what is Webex Productivity Tools? Well, it is an app as well. It's an app. There it is. It's an MSI. It's an app. It goes on your desktop. What does it do? It helps you with starting, scheduling, and joining meetings. Just makes it easier to do that. Zoom has something like this. Blue Jeans has something like this. It's just an app that I can put on my desktop and install, and I can put in my credentials, and it's always there. If I want to start a meeting, I can go right to the app and start it up. Now, I just told you about workflows. People work differently, and the less things they have to deal with, the better. So Webex Productivity Tools has some plugins and some integrations that lend themselves for the whole enchilada, for the package of UCaaS or Skype for Business and Cisco. So I'm talking about Skype for Business, CUCI Lync, and Webex Tools is going to bring that whole enchilada together, as you'll see. So let's do a quick look at the features. Quick access from your taskbar. Okay, in your little taskbar in Windows, you're going to have it right there. You're going to be able to pop up, and then you can start a meeting, right? You can recent meetings that you've been in. If you join a meeting every day and it's the same meeting, it's going to pop up right here. You'll be able to get to it. You'll be able to schedule a new meeting. That's over here. You'll be able to search for meetings. That's right here. So there's a lot of things you can do here. But Not important in my view. I want to talk about workflows. So let's just leave that. I'm going to give you some demos on this, but I'm more interested in showing you some other things. So here's what productivity tools also. Remember, it has integration into Outlook. Right from Outlook, right? Not disrupting my workflow. My workflow is I go schedule meetings in Office, in Outlook. Okay, I can continue to do that. You can continue to do that, Mr. Customer. You can stay right in Outlook, and I'm going to put a button right up here. You choose this. It's going to schedule a meeting. It's going to bring up your meeting. You choose your time, frequency, all that other mess that you're used to in Outlook, and it's going to populate the message body with all the URLs, the URIs, Skype for Business and link, links in there, so your Skype for Business people can come in as well. All that stuff is going to be in there, all right, automatically, all right, not disrupting the workflow. Okay. What about this guy over here? If you look closely, this is This is a Skype for Business instant meeting right here. Excuse me, a Skype for Business instant messaging session. So somebody's talking to Davy Jones, and then I just don't have any messages in here. But if you would type a message, go in here, and then you hit enter, and then you're typing back and forth, and you're typing, Davy Jones or whatever. Now you're in. This is Skype for Business. Remember, this is Skype for Business client right here. Now, if you want to escalate to a meeting, looky there. If you want to use Verizon Webex, right? And we're just going to talk Verizon Webex. Verizon UCAS includes Webex, so I'm just going to say Verizon UCAS. And I want to escalate to a meeting. Bingo! I just hit that button right there, and that my URL is going to pop in there, and it's going to send it automatically to Davy Jones, and it's going to start it for me automatically. In other words, my Webex is just going to appear. My personal meeting room is going to just go, and then Davy Jones on the other side is going to see the URL in the message body, be able to click on it and launch Webex too. Again, we're not disrupting the flow, right? We're in an instant messaging, a Skype for Business instant message, and I say, hey Dave, I really need you to see this, or we need to collaborate on this document right now. Can you meet? Yes. Boom. I'm starting my Webex. I'm starting my Verizon UCAS, whatever you want to call it, and then go. All right. So that's how that's going to work. We also have some Microsoft Office application plugins. Not too important, but they're there. I'll talk about them later. And I talked about escalating there. So let's continue on. So let's get into the demo. So let's leave this death by slideware stuff behind. I like to do demos and I like to show you this stuff. So let's go on and do some of that. Let me bring up my demo environment here, and I first want to show you around. So let me show you around the desktop here. I'm going to be dealing with 3 Windows PCs. Okay, this is number 1. This is Bill Turner. Bill Turner's PC. If you get confused, just look over here on the left, and every time I go to a different desktop, I'm going to click on him over here. This is Davy Jones. I made the backgrounds different so you can you'll be able to see, because I have things kind of put in the same place, so you might miss it if you blink, but I made the backgrounds different. Okay, so we have 3 desktops. Okay, let me go through them again. Bill Turner. Bill Turner has Skype for Business client. Bill Turner has CUCI Lync. Bill Turner has Outlook. And Bill Turner has the productivity tools, Webex productivity tools installed. Okay, so those are the applications we're playing with. All right, Davy Jones. Davy Jones has Skype for Business. He has CUCI Lync. He has Outlook. Now you can see in his Outlook, we don't have those Webex buttons over here, so he does not have productivity tools. And I'm doing these things on purpose because I want you to see differences, when you don't have certain applications. Okay? Okay, and then we have Caden over here. Caden is a Skype for Business user only. He does not have CUCI Lync. So he's not been brought over. Let's say they're migrating. He's not been brought over to the Cisco side yet. He's still using Skype for Business, and maybe he has an Avaya phone or something like that, and they're on the old system. Let's say, for example. However, he does have Verizon UCAS Webex stuff, and he does have the Webex productivity tools installed. Okay, so he has an account, either named user or active user, and all that. All that stuff. But so those are my 3 guys. That's where we're going to be spending our time there today. So the first thing I want to show you is I'm just going to poke around the application. So let's just put this and this away, just real quick. I just want to show you. Here's the CUCI Lync client. Look at it. Looks very much like Jabber. If you're familiar with Jabber, it looks very much like Jabber. There's my recent. Those are my recent calls. Here's my voice message. Here's all my voice message. I can play any of them. Let's pause. I can see. This one's more important than this one, so I want to play this one first. I can do all that kind of stuff. I can look at my meetings. Any Webex meetings are going to show up in here. Okay, and we'll talk about that integration later. I also have the ability to control my phone, my desk phone, which I am going to be doing in this. I'm going to do the demos that way instead of using the soft phone capabilities here. For no particular reason other than these are virtual machines, and I just rather use the desk phones. And I'll have a video camera on there so you can see them ringing and all that other stuff. So those are the things we have here, and then we have some. I'm just gonna, go over here and show you the options real quick. General options, start it up when Lync starts or Skype for Business. My calls, and I won't call out all these, but you can pause the video if you want to look at all these things in more detail. Ring, what my ring's going to be, what video camera I'm going to use. These are virtual machines, no video cameras, obviously. The sounds, do I want to, display alerts visually, when things are incoming calls or when I'm in do not disturb mode. How do I want that? Play sounds. What ringtones do I want? Here's my meetings. Here's my Webex integration in the CUCI Lync. Now, this has nothing to do with Webex productivity tools, and I want to draw that distinction. This is my meetings integration, my Webex meetings integration for CUCI Lync. Okay, let's leave it at that. I'm going to show you why that's important in a little bit. And then my calendar. What calendar am I going to integrate with? So this thing is looking at my local calendar. Actually, there's a MAPI connection in the background to the Exchange, whether it be on-prem or online. But basically, looking into my calendar to look at my Webex, so they can put it over here, right? So they can put them right here, so I can start them here or go right into them or whatever. Okay, so those are my options. Let's take a look at present status. Okay, let's go here. We see the present status. I see bubbles right here. Where does that come from? Well, that comes from two places. That comes from the phone presence, and it also comes from my Skype for Business. So in other words, my phone presence is one. If I pick up the phone, if I dial something, I'm going to be, someone's going to be on the phone. In fact, let's dial something. Let's just pick a number. 832 492 7860. Okay, I just made a simple call. Okay, now did you see? You see, I went red over here. Okay, so my phone presence injected into Skype for Business. Okay, it injected into Skype for Business. Davy Jones now sees me as busy. See, he sees Bill Turner as busy. Okay, so that's that phone presence that we're injecting into Skype for Business. Okay, let's continue on. Also, I want to mention this can work independently. So I can close my Skype for Business client. This is still going to work. So I want to mention that. LDAP searches. Okay, let's just put the Skype for Business away because I want to concentrate on this CUCI Lync. I can look for people. Maybe I want to call Davy Jones. I can just start typing in there. It's searching LDAP in the background, so that integration in the Active Directory LDAP in the background. I'm searching all my LDAP here, and then right from here I can click the dial, click the call. I can do all kind of things. I call them right from here. I can extend the call like so. I don't want to. And then let's look them up again. Maybe I'll right mouse click and I want to chat. What's that about? Okay, what does that do? That brings up Skype for Business. See, we have some cross-pollination of integration here. Okay, and then I can start talking to Davy Jones, IMing him. So, not that I would start things here. In your mind, you probably start things in your IM client. That's where you kind of start communication and collaboration there. But it's just here. I'm just telling you it's here. I won't look them up again. I'll just go right from here. I can meet now. So I can just right from here, I can meet now. We're going to see that in the demo. I can send email right from here. So that's the integration with Outlook. Boom, send an email. Okay. Let's see, recents. I did that. Voice messages. We already looked at that. Extend the call. Launch a Webex meeting now. Again, you wouldn't probably do things from here, but just to show you that everything is here, I can meet now with Davy Jones. Okay, maybe I want to meet right now. Okay, he called me or something, and we're just going to start a Webex or something with him right from here. Boom, there it is. Okay, boom. You see that? This I am popped up. You see the workflow there? You see that workflow? I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I just clicked one button. I want to meet him now. And everything else populated. Everything else automatically came up. My instant messaging came up. The message to him with my PMR URL came up. My WebEx launched. So all this stuff, boom, happened just like that with a click of a button. And then on the other side, Bill Turner got an instant message request from me, or an instant message dialog box for me. He's clicked it, accept. He wants to talk to me. Boom, there's the WebEx stuff. So there's that workflow I was talking about. Okay, very simple. Now again, we're just, and I won't go into the WebEx on this side. We'll go ahead and close that down. We'll close this down. We'll go ahead and close all this stuff. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you is, let's say as an IT or the customer is really, look, I'm really hesitant on having multiple clients or something like that. Hey, that's okay. We can make sure that this thing comes up and it's always minimized over here in the taskbar. Okay? And then I can just have this guy up here. And this is not really a full client. It's just like something that's on the kind of the title bar. It's up on top. It's a little dock window. And I have all the same capabilities there. I can hunt for Davy Jones. I can extend a call right from here. You know, no problem there. I can do multiple things here. Can I check my voicemail? Sure, I can check my voicemail right from there. No problem there. I come over here. I can bring up my hub window if I wanted to. But I can do just about anything from here. Okay, that I did. I'll bring up my recents. Things like that. Okay, again, we're just concentrating on the capabilities of CUCI Lync. Okay, let's shift gears now and let's bring up Skype for Business. Now let's leave it at that. Let's just bring this thing up. We won't bring anything else up now. So let me demo the capabilities here. Again, honed in on what CUCI Lync is giving capabilities to the Skype for Business client. So let's see what we got. Again, I can search, I can search anybody, right? I can search for Davy Jones again over here. Okay, there's Davy Jones, and then I can right mouse click on him, right? That's I want to do that. I want to write what are my capabilities? What are my modalities? I can communicate with Davy Jones. I can send an IM. I can send a message, right? Hey, I want to call him. What does that do? Okay, that brings up my CUCI Lync client. So it kind of looks integrated. It's just another window that comes up, and there I'm extending a call out to him, right? Okay, so I have those same capabilities within this client. Again, I probably won't mess with the CUCI Lync client. My eyeballs are always here. Typically, a customer's eyeballs are going to be in their instant messaging when they're trying to connect with someone. Okay, and I can also, right from here, start an instant WebEx meeting, just like we did a little while ago. Okay, now it's important to note these are CUCI Lync capabilities. This has nothing to do with productivity tools. Okay, this little app, I haven't even touched this productivity tools app. I haven't used any capabilities of it yet. Okay, and boom, there it is. There's my WebEx meeting. One click right from within Skype for Business client. I had nothing to do with UCaaS, nothing to do with CUCI Lync. I didn't have to mess with that client. That's important to note. I didn't have to mess with that client at all. All this thing did was bring up my Webex meeting, and I'm in my Webex meeting, and there away I go. Okay, and of course Davy Jones, same thing happened over here. He's got a message, and he can start that up. All right, there's Bill Turner trying to boom, and he can start. Click on that. Webex is going to launch. Okay, let's close all this again. Let's go into a different workflow. I'm trying to tie these into workflows so you can kind of see, you know, the user's workflow. What if I were in a chat already? So maybe I was already chatting to Dave. Okay, maybe we were in a chat already. Let's go over to Dave, and we'll accept that chat in the Skype for Business client. We'll type in something there, and let's meet. Okay, he wants to meet. So something's going on between Bill and Dave. Bill wants to show, or Dave wants to, or Bill wants to show something to Dave, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. Okay, what we can do here, very simply, two ways we can do this, and you know, I'm going to hide one thing real quick. So here's sleight of hand. I'm going to hide something real quick, because I don't want this right now, because I don't want to muddy the waters. And you see what went away over there. We'll go over that in a second. Okay, right from here, I want to extend a call. Maybe I want to call, maybe I want to escalate this to a call to Davy Jones. Boom, place a call. Okay, there again, my workflow wasn't disrupted. Okay, my workflow wasn't disrupted. Maybe I want to extend this and escalate this to a Webex meeting. Right mouse click, instant Webex meeting. There it is. So again, you see the workflow is very streamlined. I'm not disrupting. I'm not going to cause user revolt because it's too hard to start meetings, or if I overlay UCaaS, into Skype for Business with the CUCI Lync client. So all these things are very, very natural, semi-natural. Okay, there's the link. We can start it up, do all that. We'll close all this out again, just so you know. All the same things are happening here, just different ways. Okay, what if I want to start up a meeting with 2 people, or 3 people for that matter? Well, very easy. In Skype for Business, you control click, just like you do in Jabber. I can control click these 2 guys. I can right mouse click, and I can instant Webex meeting. Okay, I could also call if I wanted to. There's my Webex meeting, starts right up. Here's my Skype for Business. Here's my Skype for Business. It comes up. It gives those folks the URL. I go over here for Dave. He's can accept that. He can go right in the Webex right from there. There's Caden. He can do the same thing. Go right in the Webex from there. Okay? Simple. Easy breezy, lemon squeezy. All right. So let's go back. Let's close all this up. Just another workflow. Okay, another workflow. What if I was in my Skype for Business client and needed to extend a voice video call over to 2 participants? In other words, a conference call, right? But I'm starting from Skype for Business. Control click again, right? I'm going to control click. Same thing. I'm going to right mouse click. I'm going to place a call. That's going to bring up my CUCI Lync client. That's going to bring up my conferencing dialogue. And then all I have to do is I click over here, choose what number to call Davy Jones at. Maybe I'll call him there. And let's go answer over here. Davy Jones, we're going to answer. And then we'll go back to Bill Turner. And then we'll bring him into the conference right here. That's that little, bring him to the door. It's a little door there. Bring him in, and he's in the conference. And I'm going to do the same thing to Caden. I choose a number to call him, and then bring him in the door. Okay, let's hang that up. Getting some feedback there. All righty. So let's now turn our attention to the productivity tools. Now, all that you saw prior to this was nothing more than Skype for Business and CUCI Lync. That's it. I haven't used any productivity tools yet. Let's take a look at it first. I'm going to bring it up. There it is. As I said before, Here's your preferences. Okay, there's my preferences there. You can pause this video if you want to take a look at things here. I'll jump over to the tools real quick. These are the integrations it has. Okay, these are the integrations it has. It has little integrations into all these applications here, and I'll show you a little bit more of that in a little bit. Okay, and then we have search. I can search for a meeting. Okay, I can add a scheduled meeting just right there. Click that. It's going to bring up my Outlook. Boom, you see that? There's all my meeting information already in there. My dial-in info, everything's there. I'm not interrupting workflow here if I choose to work this way. If I choose to work from the client back. All right? And then I can start my personal meeting. So maybe I schedule all my meetings in my personal meeting room, and I come to my PC desk and I just want to push a green button. I'm just going to go right there and push that green button. Boom, starts my Webex, my personal meeting room, and we're all good to go. We're ready to meet. Okay, any recent meetings are going to be right here. And then also we can show all our meetings that we have today. In fact, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to put one in just so you can see what that looks like. I can look at my meetings. So right down here, if I go to more, and let's go, I think I got a meeting on the 18th scheduled for this guy. I can see the meetings right in here. So I can start the meeting right from here. This is a scheduled meeting. Now, if I go back, let's hide that. I can also start my PMR with this green button here. And Cisco's all about the big green button. So now you've kind of seen the workflows within the Productivity Tools app. Okay, again, as I said earlier, maybe I don't want to use the app. What things does it have as far as if my eyeballs are always wanting to be, or the customer always wants the user to be in one application, the application that they're familiar with, which is Skype for Business. Okay, so let's see how that goes. Okay, I'm going to go in and turn on, if I haven't already, what we had off before, and I do have that on, and it's this button right here. That's the integration into Lync or Skype for Business. Okay, what does that do for me? Just put that away. We don't want to mess with that anymore. What that does for me, if I'm talking with somebody, remember I kind of hid this earlier. I'm going to go to Davy Jones, and I'm going to accept this, and they're chatting back and forth, being chatty cats, and you see this button right up there. Boom, I can do that. Now, right within, again, not disrupting the workflow, right within the Skype for Business client, I can start a Webex meeting, and there I am. I have all my audio options and all that stuff. I'm not going to go into Webex stuff because this is not a Webex session. All right, let me end that. Okay, so it's important to note, I just want to draw a distinction again. This guy right here, and this is a good, it's good to show it this way. This guy right here has to do with productivity tools. That's where it comes from this application. This is the integration right here. Again, I'm going to show it to you again. Boom, right there. If I turn that off, watch. You see that goes away. Okay, let's turn that back on. Going to be back to us. Okay, that's that integration. This integration, when I right mouse click somebody, see this instant Webex meeting? That's Webex as well. But that integration comes from CUCI Lync. Okay, just remember that. These two buttons come from CUCI Lync, and remember, CUCI Lync in the preferences I showed you before, or in the options, you've got this meeting right here, and that's that back-end connection to Webex. Brings that Webex, quick way, that workflow this workflow here brings it into the Skype for Business client. Or now you know exactly what client brings what to the Skype for Business. Now, let's go back real quick because I want to draw a distinction on the Outlook. Okay, so I'm going to go in here again. I'm going to show you that Outlook is there too. Okay, and I know you already know what was in Outlook before. So let's go back to Outlook. Okay, and I already showed you these. That's productivity tools right over there. Let me go to a mail item. Now, let's just bring up a mail item from Davy Jones. Well, no, let's just stay right in here. So we have a mail item from here. Yeah, it just shows better this way. Now, you see this guy right here. Click the call. Boom, I can click the call. And you see that brings up CUCI Lync. So right within Outlook, I can do that as well. And I want you to note that this guy comes from CUCI Lync. Okay, it's just important to know where these things come from. So this integration in Outlook comes from CUCI Lync. These Webex things come from the Webex productivity tools. Okay, and let's see. In options, is there? No, it doesn't have that, but it adds it. If it when you do the MSI install, it shows, and there's some switches to turn that off too. But that's where that comes from, and I just want to let you know that. Okay, let's go into Cisco Phone Presence, into Skype for Business. So that's from here to here. I already showed you this, but it's in my presentation, and I want to keep the flow going. So I'm going to show you again because I'm going to have this flow printed out in the description. All right, so let's call Bill Turner's going to call Davy Jones. Okay, let's make a call, place a call. Let's go over to Davy Jones. Right. Accept. Okay, let's go over to Caden. And you see Caden sees both of them are getting some feedback there. Let me see if I can. No, I won't go over there and mute those phones. But Caden can see that those guys are busy. They're not available for chat right now, or he can see that phone presence bubble that they're not. So that's has nothing to do with Skype, right? It's actually the CUCI Lync client injecting presence into the Skype for Business client on the desktop integration, in other words, and then that is extending out to the Skype for Business world or infrastructure, if you will, and then that gets its way over here, and obviously it's going to be anywhere that you see their name is going to be there too as well. So in other words, if I come over here, I'll pause the video just real quick, and I'll just show you right here. If I look for a email, I can see that Davy Jones is busy, so it doesn't matter. It's just extending out into the Outlook environment too. Now that's coming from Skype for Business into Outlook, not from Cisco Unified Communications or Cisco CUCI Lync into Outlook. So it's important to know that. There it is again. See Bill Turner, and that's me. So let's look at, do we have a Davy Jones here? See, Davy Jones is red, so he's busy. So again, it's coming from CUCI Lync into Skype for Business, and then making its way into the Outlook environment as well. These are a couple of techie points that I thought were important. So the CUCI Lync client can be used with MRA. So that's great. In 11.6, that's when they came out with that MRA. So in other words, if you have a Skype for Business online or Office 365, doesn't matter. Many people will join from the internet, right? So you want the Skype for Business working from the internet, VPN-less, and now your CUCI Lync client will also work VPN-less also. So it uses that expressway, uses MRA, it supports that. So you can have a completely remote desktop that has both Skype for Business and CUCI Lync, and everything's going to work. Now, the one caveat to that, and I haven't tested this yet, but the one caveat to that I found in the documentation that I didn't like was it doesn't have desktop phone control. So just keep that in the back of your mind when you're talking about this stuff. Um, it uses the same back-end support for MRA. So there's nothing different that we have to do in UCaaS to support CUCI Lync. It's all the same. It's Jabber underneath the hood. It's just the soft phone portion and not the IMP portion. So there's no magic. There's no special configuration or anything like that. Whether it be on the UCaaS in the whole UCaaS environment, there's nothing special about it. So it looks to be like a phone, a soft phone. It looks to be like a Jabber client somewhat. There is some configuration. I should say not as much configuration as if you were going to have Jabber deployed. So, but it's minus some configuration. It doesn't add configuration to the UCaaS environment. So that's important of note too. So don't worry when you're talking about this stuff about, are we going to have to do more work or anything like that. It supports installer updates. This is important. So some IT people like to, roll out their installs, right? So if a new version comes out or something like that, they're going to roll out their installs. And there's a thing called installer updates. There's an XML file that you can throw on an IIS server or a web server, and then the client can go parse that XML file, can see the updates available, and an update from an on-prem server. Okay, so that's the way that works. It's meat and taters to desktop guys. This is infrastructure that's usually up already. It's already a well-oiled machine, and usually in medium to large businesses. Maybe not so much small businesses. They're a little more sensitive to updating applications and things like that. That's why cloud and zero-day updates and Spark Webex Teams or Microsoft Teams or these kind of things are more attractive in that environment. But big enterprises, still traditionally they're scrubbing the MSIs. They're making sure everything works for the desktop, and they have a team that does that, and then they're going to roll out what they think is they've scrubbed as the golden config, and that's what they're going to go with. And then 6 months down the road, there's 4 or 5 updates or some vulnerabilities, and they want to roll out that, and they roll out that when they test and then roll it out. So anyways, there's a process for that, and it falls in line with most things that people are already doing today. The versions used in this demonstration. So if you're watching this 6 months from now, this is I want to throw these up there. Verizon UCaaS 11.5, WebEx, productivity tools, all these things are right there. The one thing I want to say about versions is, do I have the? I don't. So one thing, let me put on here. I didn't have that on here for some reason. All right, let me go ahead and put that on here. Let's add Cisco UC Integration for Lync. And I don't know why they still call it Lync, but they do. Skype for Business. Put Skype for Business. This was 11.6, and let's go over there and check. I should pause the video, but I'm just going to keep you with me for now. And let's do about, and you'll see that's 11.6.5. Okay, 11.6.5 is what we want to put down on that presentation. 11.6.5. Now, one thing I want to say is 11.6 has been the train that Cisco has kind of stuck with for CUCI Lync. So it's been 2 years. with 11.6, 11.60, 11.61, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they skipped 4. They skipped one of those. But that's kind of been the train. They really haven't made leaps and bounds development into CUCI Lync. It's basically the meat and potatoes are there, and that's really it. Because a lot of the innovation and things have been in the IM side, and so they don't need that innovation in there. They think they got a pretty stable, 11.6. One of the bad things about the younger generation CUCI Lync was it really got a bad rap because it was buggy, and it had real tight integration into the Lync client and the Skype for Business client. It actually attached itself to the Lync client. It was like together in the Lync client. And in Microsoft, there's all this rhetoric out there about Microsoft's going to pull the APIs and blah 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 blah. So what they did is they decoupled the CUCI Lync and then went with a kind of Jabber-like, underlayer, and that allowed them to develop faster, fix more bugs, and quite frankly, it made it tons more stable. The amount of bugs I used to get in the early days testing CUCI Lync, I think everybody feared it, but I can give it, I'll give it a B, in today's world, um, maybe a B plus. But they've stayed updating it. Again, not leaps and bounds. I mean, you're talking 5 versions over 2 years. You make your own conclusions there. But they are paying a little attention to it, and there are people out there using it, or they wouldn't be updating it. Okay, what should the customer IT people know? So this is important. This is one that you're going to want to talk with a fair amount of competence, because the customer is going to want to know this stuff. If they don't want to know it, they're going to want to know it later. So you might as well just lay it out right when you get and you start talking about this. If they want to start talking about this seriously, you want to pack this in somewhere in your presentation or your dinner party with or your client talk, your client luncheon or your client dinner. You want to bring this in and you want to give them some information, especially if you can get a hold of one of the IT guys, the desktop guys or something like that. So the way this thing works is Verizon would probably give the customer the MSI, right? You got to have a Cisco contract and all that stuff. And usually the way we sell UCaaS, we'll give them the MSI. We'll give them the actual installer, the file to deploy CUCI Lync. Typical MSI deployment using enterprise tools. What I mean by this guy right here is it's a regular MSI, and any medium large size business is going to have a group of people. They're going to scrub the MSI. They know what Orca is. If you don't know what Orca is, and there's several other tools. Orca's old. There's several other tools to kind of break apart an installer, right? And let's say you want the telemetry turned off. So Cisco has the telemetry turned on by default. Or you want to give some specifics or feed it some variables, or want to do a silent install. If you're familiar with the way we do our stuff in Verizon, right? You go out there and I want Visio or something. You do that from software downloads or at your service request downloads or something like that, and voila, in a few hours, it's there. It just pops up. That's a silent install. So all these kind of nerd knobs and levers are there to deploy this application. And if you just Google, and I think I have some links for you, but you can Google the MSI, the CUCI Lync MSI, install options, and you'll find that stuff. If not, contact me. I'll point you to them. Okay, so allows customer to auto update via I told you about that, right? There's an IS, some kind of web server. They're going to put an XML file. What the CUCI Lync's going to do, it's going to go parse this XML file. So, there's a new 11.68 version. Let me update, and then they can do the update either silently in the background or what have you. So that can be done. Can create custom installing by using Microsoft Orca. I already told you that. Or I'm an old guy. I know Orca. There's more MSI database manipulation tools out there other than Orca. Orca is old now. But customers can request Verizon modified Jabber config. So what's this all about? So Jabber config is a file that sits on it sits in the UCaaS infrastructure, and when these soft clients Jabber or CUCI Lync kind of fire up, they go get some parameters from this little XML file. And some of the parameters we can switch on and off the switches on the CUCI Lync. In other words, the customer can say, "Hey, just gonna lay out the MSI out there. We're gonna install it on everybody's PC. But this telemetry thing, this data that's feeding Cisco, we don't want that. That's against our policy. Can you turn that off for us?" Yes, we can. We don't even have to mess with the installer, or the MSI, or any of the desktops. We can manipulate this file, and that file is going to turn on and off things on the CUCI Lync client. So we can do that. So you want to be very explicit on, hey, Mr. Customer, we have some options that we can turn on and off on that CUCI Lync client from our side, from the cloud, from our side. And then we can deploy installers with group policy also. It's an MSI file, and if you aren't a software guy, you're not going to understand this stuff. But basically, with group policy or other tools, but in Active Directory, you can do group policy, and you can push out, installers either silently or in the background, and install these to amass, thousands of PCs overnight, and and things like that. Webex productivity tools. So that was CUCI Lync. Webex productivity tools. Clear my screen here. Customer can use the Webex admin portal to prompt users to install. Okay, in other words, there is an admin portal, and you guys already know this. There's an admin portal to Webex, right? And the customer can go. You can direct each user as part of an adoption service, right? We'd send them an email. Hey, go set up your Webex. You go to this portal, and as part of that portal, right, it can just pop up and say, "Oh, you need to install productivity tools." That's one option. That's the kind of poor man's option. You can also do it like we do it at Verizon, right? We push it out. You can go request it and push it out. Or the third way to do it is you just push it out to everybody. Everybody on their desktops is going to have Webex tools or Webex productivity tools. Now, you can auto update that when new versions are available. So you have the option there inside the admin portal as well to update automatically. Okay. Now again, you can manipulate the MSI to say, you know what? I don't want any Webex tools updating automatically because I have a group of guys, a group of folks in IT that scrub every version. And they're going to make sure everything works. I don't trust Cisco. I don't trust Verizon. I want to make sure everything works in my environment because we have Macs and we have PCs, and we need to make sure this productivity tools works, and we're going to have a group of people that do that. You can do that as well too. There's another option for you. Or customers could self-download on their Webex meeting portals. I already went through that one. Okay, what else do we have here? What else do I want to leave you with? Here are the resources. So this is where you're going to get the information on the install, the switches, the MSI manipulation, silent installs, and all the switches and things like that that go along with this. Also, in the install and upgrade guide, you're on the link guy anyway. Right here, you're going to get what kind of PC you need, and the horsepower needs, and how much memory. You get all those specs that are needed, and things like that within that guide. So these are the two kind of most important guides. If you have a question from a customer and you can't field that question right there, go to these two guides first before you start Googling, and chances are the answer is going to be in there. And if you don't get the answer, hey, give us a call. Give one of your ATG guys or BPG guys a call, and we'll be able to answer that. Okay, so that is it for today. And I hope this has been beneficial. And again, keep this in your back pocket. This thing always comes up. I hope this has been a beneficial and learning experience for you. And I'd like to thank you for watching.